Hi, I'm Channing McCorson, the Container Guy. Today we're going to give you a sneak peek at our prototype quick attach shipping container skids.
After landing a deal on national television in 2011, where his team pitched their idea of modifying shipping containers, he went on to start his own business. Since then, he's completed thousands of container modifications for clients in every major industry. Now he wants to teach you everything he knows about container modifications and accessories. Channing McCorson is the Container Guy.
These skids, there's a left and a right. They'll replace the need for a full-length loading skid underneath your shipping container. So if you have 4 or 5 shipping containers, instead of having each one of them skidded, if you want them to be loaded with an Oilfield winch truck, you can just have one set of quick attach container skids, and these can easily connect to each one of your containers, and you can load them all the same way you would load any other Oilfield structure. So all shipping containers have ISO corner castings at the bottom. This quick attach skid slides into the corner casting. The twist lock is twisted, and then the hand nut tightened. Now you can use your continuous cable sling on an Oilfield winch truck, and your capacity is much greater now. Instead of putting a 3/8 chain through the container corner casting, which typically rated for like 5,500 pounds, you have a highly rated attachment, structural attachment to the shipping container. And now when loading loaded shipping containers, instead of needing a crane or equipment to load your truck on site, often due to safety regulations, you just need one set of these in your truck with you at all times. And if you pull up to any shipping container, you're able to quickly hook these up and winch the container up properly and safely. So we'll just hook up the second quick attach skid here to the left side of the container. And so now that the container is skidded on both sides, you would be able to wrap a continuous cable sling or even a chain. This basically mimics an Oilfield container skid, where your front cross pipe typically goes across the skid, and then your dog ear on the side, which retains the cable from slipping. So you can either wrap a chain, loop a chain around it, a 1/2-inch chain, something larger than what fits inside the corner casting, or if you have the proper cable sling, yeah, just like any other Oilfield skidded structure, you'll be able to handle this container. I got some cable here just to give you an idea on how it connects to the skid. Typically it's a larger diameter cable than this, but it's nice and easy to handle. So yeah, the cable usually just wraps around, rests along the pipe, that's where it pulls, and then here's the dog ear here that stops the cable from slipping off the pipe. So one other option for loading is a large diameter chain. This is way too large, especially with the hook, to fit through the ISO corner castings of a shipping container. So if you have a large chain instead of a continuous cable sling, same goes. Chain will wrap around there. If you have a hook on the end, you can just hook the chain to itself, or if it's a continuous chain, then grab the chain with your cable hook on your winch tractor. So here we have a skidded shipping container, which is essentially what we're trying to mimic, but spare the expense. So this can has an 8-inch beam running underneath it. There's no replacement for, the ground clearance or the weight distribution that a typical container skid will provide, but for 1/10 of the cost, if you're on a gravel base and potentially loading empty or near empty containers, the quick attach skids, totally the way to go. One set, 1,000 cans versus 1 per container. So again, this is a sneak peek at our prototype version of our quick attach container skids. We've made a few tweaks to the existing design, and these should be available to the public for purchase shortly. Hope you learned something.